Vignetting, a small effect that can add a lot to your photo, but you can also completely overdo it and therefore completely ruin it. Howdy everyone, hope you're doing well. In this video, we're gonna be covering the subject of vignetting, how to use it in Zoner Studio, and let's apply it to some real life examples. Let's go. First, let me say that our tips don't mean that you should always apply vignetting to these kinds of photos. They're just examples where it can look good, or in some cases, not so good. So let's start with situations where vignetting works really well. A classic example is portraits. Without vignetting, a photo can look a bit flat, but by slightly darkening the edges, you can guide the viewer's eyes straight to your subject. Vignetting also works great for dramatic shots. If you want to emphasize the mood of a photo, let's say a landscape with stormy skies, it's going to highlight the center and add tension to the entire scene. Then there's the vintage look. Vignetting is typical for old lenses, so if you want to give your photo a retro vibe, this is the way to go. It works especially well with black and white shots. It's also effective in minimalistic photographs with only a few elements. Vignetting makes the main subject stand out that much more. Of course, there are going to be situations where you want to avoid vignetting altogether. Take architecture, for example. Here, you usually want clean lines and symmetry, and vignetting would completely disrupt that impression. Although yes, there can, of course, always be exceptions. Now, another example is panoramic landscapes. If you want to shoot the full width of the scene with detail from edge to edge, vignetting would just pull the viewer's eye back to the center. And vignetting doesn't fit bright or airy photos either, like weddings. There you want lightness and a sense of delicacy, and dark corners would just weigh the whole image down. And above all else, watch out for overdoing the effect of vignetting. If the viewer sees a hard circle around the entire photo, the effect actually looks cheap and it completely ruins the shot. So always apply vignetting subtly. It should work almost subconsciously. The viewer shouldn't even notice that it's really there, but their eyes should naturally go to the main subject. And by the way, vignetting doesn't always have to be dark. You can also use a light vignette, and that works especially well for winter photos, when you want to evoke a sense of brightness and purity. So, where do you find vignetting in Zoner Studio? Well, you just open your photo in the Develop module, scroll down the right panel until you see the Effects section, and here's Add Vignette. You can choose the method, whether to apply vignetting as color or exposure, and adjust the strength slider, left for darkening, and towards the right to lighten it up. You can also fine-tune radius or roundness, where 100% makes a perfect circle, as well as feather, which is going to control how smooth the fade towards the center is going to be. So that's vignetting, a really simple tool that can add a lot of atmosphere to your photos, or actually completely ruin them if you overdo it and make it look kind of cheap. I hope that was interesting for you. Let us know what sorts of examples you like to use vignetting in. Give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that bell or subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Till then, take care. Ciao.